the dead silence of the forest, something howls, not quite man, not quite beast. And once it begins, it never stops. Welcome back to another episode of Myths Untold. Tonight, we open the dark pages of a tale soaked in blood and shadow, a creature that has haunted the human mind for millennia, the werewolf. The name itself whispers a warning. Werewolf comes from Old English, were meaning man and wolf meaning wolf. But this is no mere beast. The Greeks spoke of Lycaon, the cruel king who dared to serve human flesh to Zeus. In punishment, the god twisted his form into a creature of fur and fangs, a wolf condemned to prowl forever. Lycanthropy, the curse of turning into a wolf, was born from this myth, a punishment for cannibalism, a curse for sins. But the tale didn't end in ancient Greece. Centuries later, in the Roman Empire, the historian Pliny the Elder wrote of men who transformed into wolves and roamed the woods of Arcadia. Ovid, in his Metamorphoses, echoed the story of Lycaon. The fear spread, deeper, older than empire. In the frozen wilds of the north, the Norse believed in the Ulfhednar, elite warriors who donned wolf pelts, howled into battle, and fought with a savagery that made even the berserkers pale. They weren't just dressed as wolves. The people believed they became them. One chilling saga tells of a father and son who discovered wolf skins in the forest. When worn, the skins cursed them, transforming them into wolves for 10 days. Together they hunted men, until the son wounded his father in frenzy. The horror ended only when the curse passed, and the son realized the beast he had nearly killed was his own blood. But true darkness came in the Middle Ages, not in legend, but in courtrooms and fire pits. The werewolf trials. Europe burned with fear, not just of witches, but of men who turned wolf. In 1521 in France, 2 men, Pierre Burgot and Michel Verdun, were captured after a series of brutal killings. Under torture, they confessed. They had made a pact with the devil. An ointment, they claimed, transformed them into wolves. They spoke of torn throats, devoured children. Both were burned alive. Then came 1589 Germany. Peter Stube, a respected farmer and a monster. Authorities arrested him after years of unsolved mutilations. His confession, dragged out under the rack, stunned Europe. He claimed he wore a magical wolf belt gifted by Satan. He killed animals, women, children, even his own son. He was broken on the wheel, decapitated, and his body burned. His mistress and daughter were executed with him. These weren't stories whispered in taverns. They were official records, testimonies of terror. But the myths didn't stop in courts. Across Eastern Europe, Slavic villages told of bloodlines cursed to shift with the moon. In the haunted French woods, travelers spoke of tall, 2-legged wolves watching from between the trees. A werewolf isn't just a creature. It's a symbol of rage that cannot be controlled, of hunger that cannot be fed, of man turning into what he fears the most, himself. Unlike the seductive vampire, the werewolf is chaos, teeth, and fury. The vampire waits. The werewolf strikes, but even myths find echoes in reality.